Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We broke 4K on Ethereum, guys. That's awesome. So, yeah, even though Binance apparently selling into the move, of course, exciting times. So, yeah, broke 4,000. It's game on. And, of course, Pulse there hit halfway through the mean sacrifice price. Isn't that exciting? That also got hit. And, of course, we know we've got the Golden Cross on the move. It is exciting, guys. Golden Cross just in front of us. Yeah, it's getting amazing. And, of course, within 2 weeks, probably, we got those 200,000 electronic devices hitting the streets. So it's going to be pretty awesome too. What else? We've got the Hex, obviously, got a Golden Cross coming up as well. It's going to be exciting. We're going to check it all out today. And, of course, we're going to get into the strategic ETH reserve with BitMine there also moving up with a huge MNAV of 1.86. I mean, it's really massive. That's incredible. So, and we'll break a little bit of that down with some of the terminology explanation. We're going to look at stock market, look at crypto, look at PulseChain, Pulse gains, yeah, boy. So we're going to go into all of that. So I hope you guys enjoy the show today. And then we're going to break down a few things as well. We're going to break through a few things down. So pretty nice. There's a lot of stuff happening on the streets amongst the community. So it's really good to see all that happening. Very positive indeed. And I know people are going to enjoy that moving forward. So I hope you guys are excited about it too. Let's just queue a little things up here as well. I posted out a few little bullish things yesterday. We're probably going to look at that on X as well. If you're not subscribed on X, definitely smash the subscribe button or follow button. That really does help a lot. And push out that link. If you can share that link out, that'd be fantastic. If everybody can do that. So kind of cool. What else? What are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to get into everything. Stock market, crypto, PulseChain, Pulse gains. We'll have a quick check up on Taurus as well. See how that's going. Of course, that's coming to PulseChain Unity, starting to gain some momentum over there as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So we'll get into all the nitty gritty, as we say. Has anyone ever seen that dance, the nitty gritty? Pretty awesome, pretty famous. All right, let's see who's in the chat there. We got Christine in the house. Hey, Christine, always a pleasure. And I love this show's countdown. Hey, everybody. I'm a city girl in the country here in Alabama. Oh, really? Hoping the future brings wealth, health, and abundance to you all. I appreciate that, Christine. It's beautiful in Alabama. What a beautiful state, right? Beautiful people. Big shout out. Good to see you in the house there, Christine. And we got DJ and Hexkin in the house as well. My man, Superman. Hey, DJ and Hexkin. Hope you're doing well. We got TJ as well. I can feel it coming in the air, but not tonight, says TJ. That's probably appropriate, yeah. We got Let's Go Baby, says Sean O'Malley. Big shout out to Sean as well. And, of course, who else there? 4K next stop, 7K in crime season, says Sean. I like that. Yeah, definitely get out there. And we got Blair in the house as well. Big shout out to Blair. Hi, all. Good to see Blair there. And I'm just trying to quickly set up a few other things here. So let me get to that. Let's see if that works. Hopefully it will work. And, yeah, we got Matt and Barley as well. Pumping. Yeah, things are really starting to get takeoff. You can feel it in the air. It is very, very exciting. And I think that's what TJ was trying to say. TJ was trying to say that. So pretty cool. We're going to get into it. Let me just queue up few things here to get going. We've been having lots of discussions this morning, different groups, which has been a lot of fun. And let me make sure I've got everything set up for that. Yeah, we're probably going to bring up a few things during the show that would probably be helpful too. And we're going to break down some Richard Hart stuff today. We're going to actually have a look at the charts again, shall we? On the old PulseChain charts, because we're coming up with those golden crosses. Must be pretty close now. Haven't looked at it since we last talked about it, but we will bring those up as well. I see the PulseChain's just kind of cooling at the moment, just getting ready for that gear up. But, INC's over $2, so that's going to be good. All right, let's see here. Let's break that out. And it feels like I'm in an operational control center, one of those, not quite NASA. Don't have 1,500 nukes at my disposal. which is probably a good thing. But not that I would use them. I wouldn't use them. I promise. But yeah. Armageddon. It all started on the Kryptonite show. How about that? That would be hilarious. Not so funny. Not so funny. All right, so let's move on. So let's get into the Kryptonite show stuff we've got on X and get onto that. And hopefully we'll get this other studio set up. But let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So yeah, we had put this out a bit earlier. PulseChain is about to take off on a magic van ride, and of course we've got this cool video that's been floating around X. You can see the van taking off there. So that's 200,000 devices are going to be landing in that flying vehicle, and everyone's going to be in Hexco and PulseChain after that. Isn't that cool little video like that? 200,000 electronic gifts will be delivered soon. Probably within 2 weeks now. The original time frame was 3 weeks. So it's probably within 2 weeks now. And of course, that's exciting, right? So PulseChain sacrifice rank is number 5 on the Ethereum strategic reserve. So that's looking good. And of course, the replacement cost of Ethereum now is valued at 10x from here. So that would put the PulseChain sacrifice at $10 billion. I know, that's amazing. It's awesome. And just remember our TVL on PulseChain is about maybe 350, 360, something like that, probably in that ballpark, million. So that's a huge re-rate. Implied re-rate. Golden Cross there on PulseChain, so close, and Hex, of course. God Mode candles are on the watch list, and of course, King Richard Hart himself is leading the charge to glory. And I put the words there. Look at that, PulseChain, Golden Candles, Glory. There we go. There's little teasers in there, and we got some gifts as well. But yeah. I'm going to do a bit more of that actually going forward. It's kind of fun. All right, so that's kind of the play. And then I post this out. ETH breaks 4K. Pulse hits half of mean sacrifice price. We got BMNR there, ranked number 1. Look at that, 3.36 billion right now. The MNAV 1.86. That's super high. And of course, the MNAV's really broken down between the staking potential, the income there at a multiple. They do apply a sort of a stock market multiple to it. And then they also add in their liquidity and circulation of that liquidity. So that's kind of how they get to a high MNAV of 1.86. So it's kind of got about 3 basic components in it. Pretty exciting. So it's currently BMNR is currently at $31.43. Do you remember the other day? It was at $32, and now it's at $51.43, and it had a high of $53 in the market close for BMNR. So that's BitMine, right, from Tom Lee. Number 1, of course, on the ETH strategic reserve. That gives an implied NAV, so net asset value of 27.65. So if you're wondering how you get to the market price of $51.43, you just take the net asset value and then you multiply it by the MNAV. That's how you get to that formula. So there's a backdrop there. PulseChain SEC rank is number 5, of course, sitting there not too far behind BMR, although BMNR is going to race away soon, isn't it, to 6 million coins. It's on the way there. And, of course, 166K ETH at 670 million. We're $42 million in the money now. To remember, we were about 60% out of the money. Now we're 42 million in the money. So that's how things change in crypto. Insane, right? Insane how amazing it changes like that. Pretty crazy. So that is where we are on those. Some exciting stats there, and I posted that. We're going to have a look at that again later on during the show, but that is where we are. Look at that, number 5 on that fine list, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited about that. That is the key catalyst, I think, moving forward. The other thing I put out the other day was, well, not yesterday, actually. We're doing our first education publication, and that came out. We forgot that actually. Maybe it's a bit further down, is it? I can't even find it there actually. Where has it gone? No tell. It's disappeared. Let me refresh the browser there so you guys can see. I don't know where it's gone. It's disappeared. It's gone lost in action, but I only just had it pinned. And is that pinned there? Where's it gone? We got a few things there. Well, yeah, this one here. So you're going to see a lot more of these publications from the Crypto Night Show team. And our first one here is out. So this is around education. And, of course, we saw harvesting wealth insights, top crypto farming and passive income options on PulseChain. And we're going to do different segments on the PulseChain. So you're going to see a lot of different things. We're going to deep dive into segments and look at some of the cool things around that. So we're going to have lots of insights in education. And of course, we're going to have to do a lot of these, right? So this is just part of it. Teams get out there, they do promotions. Obviously, we've got professional promotions operation here for the Crypto Night Show to help teams as well. But actually, a lot of education needs to be done in the months and even years ahead. And it has to be a big number. So for every, say, promotion you're doing, you kind of need 10 education promos. It's kind of the, I just pulled it out of my head, but that's kind of the idea, right? You need a massive scale of education out there. And we have a couple of influencers out there, what I call community influencers, not really streamers, but they do data and other sort of commentary. And there's at least 3 guys that I know that in the PulseChain community that do that and that contributes. But we need a lot more of sort of layman education, where we've got people that are no coiners or just have are coming from CeFi. They don't really too familiar with the deep knowledge of DeFi, because DeFi is kind of the top of the pecking order, right? You have to have a pretty good knowledge about you to be able to move around on DeFi, at least at the very minimum. So this is kind of the idea there. And so we're going to focus on some of the key narratives there. Obviously, people are after big X's or people are after passive income. Sometimes you get a bit of both, so that we're going to break all that down. So that's kind of the idea there. So this here, first one here, just on DeFi farming for beginners. So we have a really nice, simple layout with very, very clear stuff. And of course, this is written by me. So there we go. It's not a grok thing. It wasn't like that. So, still smarter than AI. Still smarter than AI. That's the way it goes. And as you guys know, I've defeated AI on many occasions because it's stupid. And I know many of you have as well. It's just, it's got lots of shortcomings. It's certainly heading in the right direction. But it's still got a way to go. We also got PulseChain farms there. We got obviously Intimate Farm, Vox Farm, Function Island Farm, Nexian Farm. And so 4 of the, probably 6 or 7 farms on PulseChain that are really giving high yields. These are 4 of the big ones. And they're doing a lot just to farming, right? They're also innovating, a massive innovation. So a lot of things happening there. So we're going to do a lot of education around all that sort of stuff and moving forward. So that is, you're going to expect more of that from us, and we're going to ramp that up with our social media arm as well, which is pretty cool. We're, sort of fronting some big KOLs now, and we're going to be doing more of that too, and just expanding that way. So there's lots of ways to spread the good word of PulseChain and the opportunities that are on it. So that's kind of a little bit of that. Also posted this out as a bit of fun. Pulse Curls Gone Wild. Now, obviously, you guys have seen a lot of those trending videos from the sororities across America, in particular Alpha Chi Omega, and of course, a big shout out to the girls out there. But this is America's back, man. America's back. The golden age of America is here. People have essentially rejected the Democrats and their dark world, and it's America's back, and that's fantastic. So we're very excited about that, and I think these videos kind of personify the happiness and the freedom and the go-lucky society, and this is what we enjoyed back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and it's great to see this kind of fun and excitement back in the United States. This is so good. I wish we had it here in the rest of the West. Unfortunately, we're still heading down the road of darkness. It's just the way it goes. But the United States is, once again, like the Statue of Liberty, a beacon of light there. And, Trump has ushered back in common sense and the golden age of America, where people are free, happy, and shining. So I really love that. Pulse Girls Gone Wild. We love PulseChain. And, of course, adapted that to that theme. So pretty awesome. You can see many of our top female influencers here in the list as well, including some that are a bit further afield, like Miss Teen Crypto and Girl Gone Crypto, and obviously Crypto Windio there as individual Richard Hart before. So there's lots of cool people in the list there, including Christina Hype, Sammy Chica, Christina Dodd, Korea Georgia, Tam Quinny Poo, Queen Pooey, and of course Hex Spencer there, Suzanne Hexkin and Sandy Beach, many well-known PulseChain female influencers out there in the mix there. So pretty exciting where we're going from here. I'm really excited. So these things are amazing. I just wish we have it here in New Zealand. We are still in the darkness, unfortunately, and only still going down that road, which is it's just the way it goes. Hopefully Trump will have some positive effect. Speaking of Trump, today, of course, he made another peace agreement, guys. I think it was Azerbaijan or something out there, and another peace deal from Trump. I mean, This is unbelievable. The lineup of peace deals. This is just like something out of a movie you'd make in a movie, and it just shows you how the bad guys, the Democrats and the GOP rhinos before, just were just not doing the right job, and now we've got all the right stuff happening. Isn't that fantastic? So really, really exciting there. All right, so we've got some comments in the chat there before we move on into the stock market results. Let's see. We got Matt says pumping. We got Q Baller in house there. Morning all. Good to see Q Baller. Big shout out. PulseChain Animal. How's it going, guys? PDI to $1. PDI to $1. Yeah, we like that PulseChain Animal. It's happening. It's happening. Yeah, we got Better Bank out there. They've had a few pauses on some of the contracts that's getting things over, but they look like they're going to be moving forward. We'll probably hear more from Better Bank coming up. They're certainly helping the PDI narrative there. And a couple $1 million. What are they done? $3.5 million or something like that, I think, in 2-3 days. PDI all day, every day, says Matt. And Pump My Bags says the Helliest Dude. A big shout, Helliest Dude. Pump My Bags, indeed, Richard Hart. Matt says, born first year of the 70s for the first month. Am I old Superman? No, you're still young. You're still young. You're still young. 70s, go 70s, yeah. It was a great decade, because you know why 70s is so good to be born? Because you were in the 80s and 90s, man. You were in the 80s and 90s, and that was the best of the best. So pretty cool. All right, and we're seeing it back, in these videos with sororities around America. And then, man, it's just so great. This is what is so good. So, yeah, really, really cool to see that. None of the more of this oppression and darkness from the Democrats and the progressive movement. Progressives really are just a nightmare. They're basically almost born out of hell, almost. That's how bad they are. So good to see freedom and prosperity, happiness and light, common sense and all that now flourishing. It's game on, and the golden age of America is back. Very cool. Let's jump into the stock market and get into all that. Let's go. Superman says, check my pulse. Woo! Yeah, absolutely. We've got Frank White in the house as well. PulseChain. Looking good there. Yeah, we're on the move. We're on the move. All right, so let's get back here. Stock market green. Another green day. S&P 500 in weekly win as Fed shakes up Stokes rate cut hopes. Bring it on. That final seal of approval onto altcoin season and the banana move in the curve. We've got Dow Jones at the moment up 0.5%, 207 points to 44,176. We've got the S&P 500 up 0.75%, 50 points to 6,389. And we've got the NASDAQ, look at that, woo, up 1%, 207 points to 21,450 points. Isn't that amazing? So stock market absolutely trouncing it. Let's have a look at I guess let's look at a 5-year chart because it's kind of the max. And yeah, we're at all-time highs. Isn't that fantastic on the NASDAQ with all the tech companies? S&P 500 is also up near around the all-time highs. And the Dow Jones there is just off the all-time highs right now. Fantastic stuff there. US dollar, 98. Remember, it was 108 when Trump came in. So it's down 10 points there, I guess, or 10, 10 on the index, 10 points on the index. We've got the commodities. West Texas at just under $64, and Brent oil just under 67, and that's also down since Trump came in. So pretty cool. About $8 or $10, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, gold at the moment up 1%, $37 to $3,491, and silver is up 0.2%, 25 cents to $38.54. So we're expecting, what are we expecting? We're expecting commodities to run, obviously gold, silver, and other commodities. We're expecting West Texas to oil to stay low, and we're expecting the stock market to continue to surge over the years ahead under the golden age of America. We are expecting a pivot from about 2.7% growth rate, I think it is, to 4 or 5% under the Trump golden age of America within the, say, maybe 18 months, something like that, 2 years, somewhere in that ballpark. We could see it peak out, and we haven't seen that in the US economy as far as I remember since like the 1940s. So that's even further back than when Matt was born in the 1970s there. So that's pretty huge. So that's going to completely change as a game changer, that growth rate. That's kind of getting almost back to what China was doing as they were coming down in growth rates. And of course, China, their economy in big trouble right now. So America golden age is going to be absolutely amazing. Let's quickly look over here. The Fed rate cut, the Trump administration tariffs took effect on Thursday. imposing import duties as high as 50% on regional economies. Several countries have thrashed out trade deals with the US, including the European Union, reducing their tariff levels, but investors remain on edge over economic impacts of duties. The new tariffs from 10 to 41% went into effect earlier this week on more than 90 countries, taking the average tariff rate above 15%. So there is a premium now to access the United States market, which is the number one consumer market in the world. And of course, making probably up about 25% of the world's GDP, or at least in consumption. So pretty huge. So pretty exciting there. Just to remember the numbers, US economy is about 27 trillion in GDP. And 2/3 of that is, maybe 70% even is consumption, right? So pretty powerful there. Everybody, they have the alpha move, right? Because everyone needs to sell to them pretty much. So it's a pretty big deal. The rise in weekly jobless claims on Thursday added to signs of a further cooling in the labour market, especially after last week's disappointing job report. We saw Trump come out overnight with some news employment data, particularly around real income. So under Biden, real income for the poor and medium, so the sort of lower class, let's say, medium, middle class, were when poor, it was actually in the lower class, it was actually negative under Biden. In the medium middle class there, it was very, very tiny. And of course, in the wealthy class, they're the ones that made most of the gains. So it was the opposite of what the Democrats and Biden were saying. Well, of course, we know that, right? Because they're all psychopaths. But under Trump, it was the opposite way around, right? So the lower classes made the most gains in real income, and in fact, of significance of numbers. And then the middle class also did very well. And then, of course, the wealthy also did well as well. But it was actually, relatively speaking, the lower working class that did the best under Trump. So how about that? So that was kind of cool coming out there from Trump. All right, so kind of cool. Now, obviously, President Trump's called for economic interest rate cuts to happen. Obviously, Trump's managed to get oil prices down, which is the key input into the physical market. Or up to 80-90% of products have some form of petroleum in them. And then obviously the last sort of side of it is the financial markets, right? So you match the physical markets and the financial markets, you get the inputs are really low. And of course, the interest rates are the last little bit there. Of course, it's controlled by the Fed, Jerome Powell, and he's a Democrat. And so they're playing a lot of games there, right? So we're seeing a lot of pressure placed on them. Any of these employment numbers come out, so you play into that. And that's kind of where we are on that one at the moment. So let's jump into what the market is expecting around interest rates, and then we'll get back into the chat there in a second. So Fed rate monitor, we've got 5 weeks and 4 days to go, 17 hours, and we're now expecting 86%, expecting a 25 basis point cut to 4.25. We probably need at least a minimum, though, 50 basis points, which is half a percentage point, right? So we're currently at 4.5% on the federal funds rate. This is kind of like the interbank rate between banks and lending. So this is kind of where we need to get to. And I think any case, if we have a cut, I think the market's going to like that, and it will be that sort of seal of approval. But really, it should be 50 basis points. Now, what should it really be? It should be going very aggressively down. We've got inflation around 2.4, 2.7%. We should at least be going down to a 1-to-1. So we should see, well, by the end of the year, if not earlier, it should be really earlier, but by the end of the year, we should see rates arguably would be down 1-to-1. So let's say if we're still at the end of the year 2.5, we should see rate cuts down 2 percentage points at least to 2.5, right? So which is above the long-term target of 2%. But of course, the Federal Reserve has a dual mandate of employment as well. So that's that balance. But in any case, a lot of politics are being played by the Democrats now. What do they control still? They still can have the Fed, obviously, it's supposed to be independent, right? But you know how it plays. And of course, the government's supposed to be independent too, right? But we also know that was taken over by the Democrat deep state. And so that's pretty much it. So they still have that left. And then they have the courts, which they've been losing a lot on that. They have occasional victories, but losing mostly in the courts. So that's kind of where we are. And of course, that is, Trump's dealing with all those at different times as well. All right, we've got some more comments in the chat there. Let's see, we got, I think I read out Check My Pulse. Good evening, Hexkins. PulseChain Animal with the Heidi High. And we got Matt says, too kind, Superman. It's not how old you are, it's how much crypto you have, says Matt. A nice one there, Matt. I like that. We got Frank White in the house there. Big shout out. PLS Start loves the stream. I appreciate that. And thanks you so much for the super sticker there, Frank. And of course, PLS Start. We'll have to check that out, Frank? Yeah, that's got all the ecosystem on PulseChain, guys. If you haven't checked it out, really is amazing. So big shout there. Sentiment for this month. Anybody bullish? Yeah, I think everybody's pretty bullish. What we are expecting is obviously we're going to push over 4,000 for Ethereum, but we are expecting stock market to really rally in August, and then crypto really to rally in September. Although we're going to continue to rise at that point because we've got big buyers buying up ETH right now. But that's kind of, I think, the move, and then of course we're just going to start to banana into the end of the year, right, into December. So the expectation right now. We got Pulse Animal. I'm bullish as hell, says Pulse Animal. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. You deserve a magical twinkle for that. And does anybody know? Does anybody know what Twinkies are? With the old cream and the old. I used to like those as a kid. I don't know, but then we didn't have them anymore, and now I think we've got them back. But I haven't had one for ages. I know they're not that particularly healthy for you, but good old Twinkies. A magical twinkle or a magical Twinkie? You decide. Pretty good. All right. Thank you. Says PulseChain Animal. Hey, we've got a great crowd watching at the moment. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels and on X, and we've got a really great crowd. So if you are new, don't forget to smash the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming on the Crypto Night Show. We're streaming on Superman Crypto. We're streaming on PulseChain X. And big welcome to everybody on those channels. We're also streaming on X as well. Smash the follow. We are so close to hitting to 1,000 followers. As you guys know, I've had to rebuild since my other channel was pulled down unfairly by X. And they've not answered any of my appeals. So we had to rebuild again. That's the way they do it. I don't know. The little guy always gets pushed down, but we are always a cup half full, right? No matter what happens, always a cup half full. Get back onto the horse no matter what happens in life and, of course, in social media. So that's the way we go. All right, so let's jump away and let's quickly look at PLS Start, right? Because we got a nice little super sticker there from Frank White. So let's pull that up. Bam. And PLS Start, I think I've got it on the list here. PLS Start Me. Yeah. So if you want a list of all the projects, and I'm sure he's adding more every day. Yeah, this list keeps getting bigger from the looks of it. Yeah, he's out there. So PulseChain ecosystem map. That's kind of a map. And if you want to find out all your favorites, check it out. Big shout out there to Frank White. We got Frank White in the house. All right, so did I put the right one in there? Hopefully I did. Bam, there it is. That is the link there to PulseChain ecosystem, and big shout out to Frank White for running that. And it's got lots of cool sponsors on there as well. A few page sponsors there: Function Island, Token A1A, Pulse LN, Change Now, Impulse, Mineshaft, PDC, the Pulsican Store, Emmett, Nexian, Fupa, Logan, and Radon 86 Greed. So a great page of sponsors there on that one. So isn't that cool? Wow, thanks, Super Bro. Yeah, you're most welcome, Frank. Keep up the good work. All right, so that is it from that. Let's jump away. We're going to come back to PulseChain, but let's move on from the stock market and all the economic news to crypto, because everyone loves crypto. That's what we love. We love crypto. So we've got the market cap right now sitting at how much? 3.98 billion. So we're not trillion, sorry, 3.98 trillion. Not quite back over 4, but pretty close. 1.2% today, and that's based on 18,002 coins. So CoinGecko's just gone over 18,000 unlisted coins. So how many are going to have at the top of the cycle? I don't know, 50,000. You tell me, but it's going to be pretty big. Bitcoin at the moment is 116,786, just consolidating nicely for that big push to 130. So we're looking forward to that. It's down 0.6% at the moment, but still doing pretty well. Ethereum there is the big talk of the town today. Finally, that buying pressure has pushed it higher, despite Binance selling a little bit. And we can see we're up 2.7% at $4,055 on Ethereum right now. XRP at the moment is down 0.8% at $3.31. Also a beneficiary of the Genius Act, right? Because not only is Ethereum going to benefit through the stable coins, which we're expecting trillions by 2030, something like 4 trillion, which would be a massive increase there from 250 billion, I should say, to about 4 trillion. And of course, we're expecting a massive re-rate there. But XRP is going to benefit from the payment side of this narrative, with an increased payments between the banks and stuff like that use XRP. Now that traditional TradeFi is moving over to use a lot more of the blockchain and tokenization, another mega theme on the crypto at the moment. So we've got lots of mega themes happening through this cycle, and everything's converging, everything's lining up. Isn't it crazy? And of course, I'm very excited about that. Now, number 5, BNB up 0.8%. It's $794. We've got Solana, number 6, up 1.3%, $178. Sorry. And then we got number 9 there, sorry, Doge up 3.9%, looking pretty cool. And then number 10 there is that's at 22 cents. And then Tron, number 10 is down 0.2% at 33.8 cents there. Almost got a little bit lost in that coverage, but hey, look, we made it in the end. So we got Doge there is the best performer last 24 hours, up 3.9%, which is pretty cool. But Ethereum there is the standout that we're really looking forward. That's back over 4,000, pretty awesome. Remember, our previous local high was 4,100, and the all-time high is 4,900. And of course, we're expecting big prices by the end of the year, 15,000, maybe 16,000, and of course, potentially at the top of the cycle, maybe 30k. And of course, the replacement value is at 60k. And so, we've got whatever we end up landing at the top of the cycle, it's going to be pretty bullish. And just like Bitcoin is getting all the big institutions coming in, we're also seeing now acquisition vehicles coming in for Ethereum. It's game on. It's game on. And no doubt some of these other protocols will get a lot of love as well with institutions. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. The best performer over the last week is Ethereum, up 15.3%. Woohoo! That is fantastic. Fantastic on that one. So, looking good. What else? We got some nice stuff here. Can only gatekeep for so long, says Check My Pulse. Absolutely. Tomba says, nice. That PLS start site is great to find links. Thanks for that. Yeah, definitely save it to your favorites, and it saves a lot of hard times there. Now, one thing I will say about searching for sites, be careful not searching on Google to, make sure you always check your sites, because searching on Google, searching on other browsers, there are scam sites, even for things like the official bridge, PulseChain's official bridge and things like that. So just be careful out there. People have lost a lot of money clicking on using those and getting their wallets drained or losing their money, things like that. So just take care out there and use, really double check those sites and use official sites like PulseChain.com, maybe if you're new, and share that around, right? This is kind of the play. I'd be very careful out there. All right, that was a public announcement. It was a public announcement. So everyone's happy about that. A public announcement on the Crypto Night Show. There we go. Yeah, this is where it is. What the hell? Who's taking over my show? All right, so there we go. We got moving on from there. We got the best performer in the top 100. So let's have a look at that. Is Mantle up 51%. We got Polmatic up 22%. So Pole now is Matic is really moving. Remember, one of the darling chains of last bull market. Chainlink on the move as well, up 20%. And then we got Uniswap up 9% for the week. And then Litecoin. So we're seeing a lot of the majors now start taking over. We had a lot of the AI coins, remember that, and other market coins are dominating top 5. Now we got a lot of these chains and utilities in the mix. And this is what we expect to see when we start to get moving into altcoin season, is a lot of these other ones that are typically very valuable get underpriced and then rally pretty strong. So it's always one of the key things that we see happen. And I guess we're seeing early signs of that right now. Not followed by behind that, of course, is Rocket Pool and Ethereum, all in the mix there too, up 15%. So there we go. It's going to be a bit of ebbs and flows in that cycle, right? The leverage plays versus the chains and utilities that are really making have big market share, etc. Big utility. So that's kind of the plate. Let's go to the top 1,000. We've got Troller right now up 25%, Milady Cult Coin, and that's up 45%, and Yalla there up 18%. I think we've had a look at all of these, so we probably won't deep dive into these. I think we've seen all this one before. Trending, we've got Pinlink, and Aerodrome Finance at the moment trending on the CoinGecko. So 3.98 trillion at the moment on CoinGecko. Let's quickly do a refresh. It's gone up a little bit more. So 3.96, and we're up 0.3%. Those are our numbers right now on crypto. That leads us into, of course, the big theme, mega, what do you call this? The ginormous, mega, big, huge, whatever theme. It's based on the Genius Act, and we've got all the stock market money is now starting to flow through, all the VC money, a lot of the established crypto companies, like ARK and all those people are jumping in all to these things. And of course, this is a leverage play on Ethereum, right? So we talked about that topic of MNAV, which may be new to a lot of you. Maybe some people are aware of it, but haven't really deep dived into it. And this is just a way of valuing. So if you're used to strategy on Bitcoin and Michael Saylor, he's kind of set the example for this. We are going to see variations on that, depending on different firms. They have different strategies about how they want to create value and the speed and pace of that they're going to do all that. So we're seeing a lot of, there are differences. But at the moment, we've got some pretty amazing things happening. We've got 3.04 million Ethereum now inside the strategic ETH reserve. And here comes back to, the genius of Richard Hart. He got in there nice and early, didn't he? Getting PulseChain SAC listed there. And you can see it number 5 right now on that list, which is fantastic. He is a chess master, the King Richard Hart. And of course, he is lighting green, golden candles everywhere over the place. So he has been setting this up since the beginning of the year, getting ready for the big moves. And of course, within 2 weeks, we're going to have the big marketing drop with 200,000 electronic devices landing. And there's been lots of talk about what they are and etc. So pretty exciting. 3 million ETH in there now, and we ramped up from 100,000 ETH, the 3 million ETH since April, right? So massive, guys, massive. It's so fast, and we now got 64 participants and 2.5% of the ETH suppliers in there. Remember, there's about 120.7 million ETH, about 35% or so of that is state. Lido has about 9 million ETH in it, and therefore there's liquid Ethereum walking around the place. But I suggest to you, a lot of it's being traded through the OTC desk and things like that. Deals are being done, but you can only do that so much, right? Because people only have so much Ethereum, and then you've got to start buying on the market, right, and pushing the market up. And that's why Tom Lee has managed to be able to buy a lot of this Ethereum over the last sort of 5 weeks. I think they closed their funding round on 27th of June, started purchasing in early July, and they've already got 833,000 Ethereum. Can you believe it? 0.69% of the total Ethereum supply, and they are looking to target 6 million coins, which is 5%. And some of his narratives around that is that it will be a sovereign put on Ethereum. And he's put out a nice little narrative out there on CNBC and other channels. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. They're at 833,000 and they're after 6 million coins, guys. So they're going to be a key substantiator, a key driver of that value to 15K. Because they're going to have to buy it somewhere, right? And there's probably only so much you can get through OTC and other deals like that. So yeah, pretty interesting. We also saw Binance selling a bit into this move and causing a bit of resistance here, but we have popped over 4,000 today. Very cool. And now we are free to start climbing in the ETH price. So at the moment, that 833,000 ETH is 3.36 billion. We know SharpLink is there as well. I think their target is officially 1 million ETH. So we've got a lot of ETH still to buy. I think it's still got about 500,000 ETH to buy. And then we've got Ether Machine as well, also looking to buy tons of Ethereum. And here they are right now. So it's game on. And then we have many other organizations coming in, Bit Digital, BTC, BDS, which I think was first on here, GameSquare, Ink Chain Holdings, BTC Digital. We got lots of Ethereum acquisition vehicles. We got Centurus Inc. down here. We got a couple pending ones, Cosmos Health, ETHZilla, and FG Nexus, and we know there are bigger ones coming as well that will probably end up in the top 10 here, if not top 5 that are coming into the game. So it's really just ramping up. It's fantastic. If you love the ball game, you're going to love this game because it's going to be really fun because you're going to make mad gains, especially if you're holding at least at the minimum ETH. But what are these? These are listed on the stock market, right? They have a stock market price. And, of course, you can see BitMine Immersion, $51.43, SharpLink Gaming, $23.92, and Ether Machine, $11.18 there. But look over on the right here, they have this MNAV. And remember if you can stake ETH, because ETH is stakeable, you can earn a yield. You can then multiply that by multiple, just like you do in the stock market when you have multiply people's earnings. And typically you might get something like 20 or 25 multiplier on your earnings per year. And that's sort of forward looking, bring all the future income into the current valuation. And of course, this is what they do. So I think that BitMine Immersions is like the 0.6 on that. So, if you get 3%, you times it like by 20 times, and you get something like 0.6. Then you add on the size of your liquidity and then your turnover velocity. And that gets you up to something like a 1.86 MNAV, which is very high. In fact, I'm not sure if the formula is exactly the same as Strategy, but Strategies is 1.72 at the moment. So, taking into account that, but I'm pretty sure it may be the same formula, which is pretty cool. So MNAV there, adding in those 3 different pump mentals. You then take your MNAV, which is your market net asset value, and then you multiply it by your net asset value, right? So it sounds a bit funny, but that's what you do. And that's where you get to a price, right? And then you basically divide that by the number of outstanding shares that you have, fully diluted shares, and that will get you to a estimated market price, right? In this case, we have an actual market price, $51.43. But I guess if you divided MNAV there, there's the market price by MNAV, you'll get back to the net asset value. What is the other part of the formula? And that will tell you what the net asset value is per share, which is about $27, something like that, for that implied value. Now, obviously, there's an actual value as well, what BitMine is, because market can be above or below a theoretical value, but they're pretty close, probably pretty close is where they track with that price. So obviously, as more Ethereum comes in, the old MNAV may change a bit as well, especially the speed of the MNAV, how much stuff's coming in. Because they're obviously doing it something like 12 times faster than Michael Saylor's strategy to ramp up the value. Tom Lee's a very smart guy, and he knows get in there first, go fast, and increase that MNAV, get a high value. And of course, he's got a lot of different tricks in his little trick box. So yeah, pretty exciting. So we've got some pretty cool stuff happening there around BitMine immersion. So you can see the gameplay. They're going to continue to ratchet up. We probably will see this price as we move to 15K Ethereum, etc., and go higher. That this will end up being in the hundreds of dollars on the market price of BitMine mission, and there's a leverage play, right? So if you're making, let's say you get a 5x in Ethereum price, and then you've also got the MNAV here because you're getting all the income, future value pushed into today, and the liquidity, etc., or you're pricing all that in, then you're getting a leverage again. So you're getting a multiplier times multiplier. And so just instead of buying Ethereum, you just buy BitMine, a BitMine there, and you'll get a double dip, as it were. So you get 5x on Ethereum. So but then you're going to get another 5x on holding BitMine because they've got all these revenues priced into the market, and so now you're getting 5 times 5. So as 25x, so you're getting a 25x rather than a 5x, and so that's the idea. So that's why a lot of people are buying BitMine. So pretty clever, right? Pretty clever. These guys know how to make money, and they're going to be ramping up big time. So not only that, but they're also going to be anchoring the system as a sovereign put, as Tom Lee would say, and with 5% of the supply. It's going to be pretty good. And you got to remember, all these players, or the vast majority of them, will be long-term players. So it's going to make it very sticky in the Ethereum supply there. So it's game on. Really, it's game on. So hopefully that's outlined some of the mega themes going on here, some of the dynamics from these companies, and that's why they're flocking in, because this is the fastest re-rate. As you know, Tom Lee said that he thinks this is the biggest macro play in markets right now over the next 10 years. So this is a long game, guys. And that means if you're holding Ethereum, it's going to be like Bitcoin. And he calls this the 2017 of Bitcoin, right, for Ethereum, which you remember that was like, going from under $100 to almost $20,000 inside a year. And this is what we're looking at here for Ethereum right now. And of course, if this is good for Ethereum, it's going to be good for all of altcoin season, right? So all the layer 2 chains, it's going to be good for PulseChain, a full system state fork of Ethereum. It is really game on. And that's why this is close to a certain bet that you've ever seen. Now, often we talk about, this will be probable, this will be very likely, and we're placing it on the momentum and all that sort of stuff. But now, this is as close to as a certain bet as you can ever get, and that's a dream run, right? It's the golden age of creating generational wealth for yourself. This is a very good window right now because you're getting just off the bottom. 4K will be remembered as a key marker for this whole re-rate. And you're here right now at the right time, at the right place. And, think yourself lucky. I know I do. I think it's amazing. So pretty exciting here. And we look forward to them buying millions and more coins in the future towards the end of this year and into the beginning of next year. Remember, speed is a very big part of this. Also, the other thing is they're competing against all the other institutions trying to acquire ETH, and the new ones that will be jumping in here very soon. So it's game on, guys. And look, then we got PulseChain Sack sitting there, beautiful, magnifico, and Richard Hart front run this whole thing, and is obviously watching very closely and already pre-anticipating where things are going. So very, very exciting where we are right now, number 5. And of course, it's going to be move around. This is going to be like a jockey horse race. We're going to have different movements going on in the top 10 in particular. PulseChain is sitting at number 5. It's going to get a lot of the glow from this re-rating as well. And a lot of the biggest, richest people in the world will be looking at lists like this, just like they do the Bitcoin site that has a list of all Bitcoin entities. We've showed that the other day. This is going to be massive, and PulseChain's going to be right there in their faces. We already see centralized exchanges, and then some of their social communications already got PulseChain there at number 5. Because whenever they go top 5, PulseChain's there every time. So it's pretty cool. And then if they do top 10, PulseChain will still be there for some time at least, if not for a long time. So that is pretty cool on the old sites there. Yeah, you actually can break down. They've made some changes to the site. They obviously have the amount of activity going and people buying and selling. The last big buy, of course, was Shumplink on 83,000 on the August the 5th. We're probably going to expect some more coming up over the next week, especially from BitMine and others. We should expect some more purchases there because they are moving fast, adding value to their price on there as well. So pretty cool. What else I was going to say about this? Yeah, they've broken down some. You can actually change it here just to the treasury. So if you just want to look at the treasury list, they've got that here. We've got 13 on the list. Watch this list grow. Right, we're 13 right now. Watch this list grow in number and, of course, the size of the big holders as well. Keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a pretty big deal there. We've got 4 already over 100,000 holders, and that's just only going to rise. BitMine mission's going to go over 1 million very, very shortly, probably within the next week is my guess. They've been doing weekly kind of moves there. So, yeah, very, very excited about that. We've also got an ETF list there also in the mix on here as well. So if you want to get all that information, that is on Street East Reserve. I'll post a link to that in the chat so you guys can check it out. Bam. All right. Save it to your favorites as always. Who else has jumped in the chat here? We've got a great bunch of people watching right now. So big shout out to everybody. If you haven't followed, smash the follow button on X. And, of course, get us to 1,000 followers there. Having to rebuild that channel. And, of course, if you're on YouTube, smash the subscribe button as well. We're on 3 different YouTube channels right now. All right. So let's see who else has jumped in here. We got Crypto Utah in the house there. Things are heating up. Biggest altcoin season in history. Loading. That is so true. It is a mega, mega, mega. And it may even, with the institutional stickiness coming in, break the 4-year cycle, right? Because they're going to be a lot stickier there. What that means over time, of course, that volatility reduces and, it's chasing yields gets a little bit harder. But I think, crypto is such a big place. We're going to have lots of high yield crypto environments for a long time to come. I think by the end of the month, we will be getting some good gains on Pulse, 100% there, Thomas. Well, like I said, we got like 2 weeks until Richard Hart, brings us, doing this drop with the electronic devices. We've got the interest rate cuts, potentially in September. So it's like a 2 to 6 week window there. And I think that's it. I think that's kind of the last of it. If you're not in by then, then you're going to be paying high prices. And of course, the price is already moving slightly. So, but we're going to have a big step change, I think, on PulseChain coming up. And you just never know when a gold mode candle will come around that time frame, right? Very, very cool. We have entered a new era on PulseChain. Of course, the era of freedom. We no longer have had the SEC over us since the 7th of July. And of course, 2 years of the dark cloud is now opening up to blue skies. And we're excited about it. It's going to be really good, Tombos. Cheers, everybody. Jika Booz in house there. Chin chin. We have earned our stripes, says Crypto Utah. 100% we have. And what have I got? Titan out X in the house there says Rudy from Legend X and Jake is X is back. Woohoo! That's exciting. Yeah. Hey, look, Titan X right now. Good little pickup. I see it was rallying yesterday, down again today. But, you're skimming off the bottom right now, I think, in terms of those. And, of course, got a big, massive treasury sitting behind it. And, of course, if we get to Ethereum gets to 15K, then we're looking at, $100 million worth of Ethereum sitting inside Titan X and the other protocols. So, yeah, that thing's going to take off. But, it's relatively plays right now. Where's your best dollar to bet? And if you can make more on something else and then pick that bottom off Titan X before it runs, then, yeah, game on. But it's great to see JKX and all that back there. We are now arranging the Titan X guys who are also PulseChain guys to do a group stream, regularly getting together to explain Titan X value and leverage on PulseChain. Well, then it's a perfect time too. Obviously, Eros is doing some cool things around that. We've also got Unity coming from Cryptographics. That's a big deal. And, of course, many of the other cool developers also, cross both chains, which is pretty cool. If you want to join, ask Chiz for timing, says Titan X. What else? We got PulseChain in the house there. I posted that link there. Pretty cool. So, yeah, check it out. All right. Let's jump forward here. All right. So let's move away from that. So that's how bullish we are, guys. This is a mega, mega, mega huge. Hope you guys, if you're not too familiar with MNAV, a few other concepts, got a little bit more insight into that and what's driving these companies and, leverage on leverage. Pretty cool. We got Richard Hart, of course, with the golden. We got the Magic Carpet Ride money, the PulseChain sack. We're going to deep dive into this a little bit more. We got Part Excellence house there. G'day all. Happy 4th 4K ETH day. Let's go. Absolutely par excellence. That's fantastic. Awesome stuff. Now, if you're on X, don't forget to get in the comment section underneath the video where it's live streaming. Leave a comment there about things you want to check out. Definitely do that. And let me just close a few things over here. And hopefully we can get the studio up and running properly. But anyway, we got almost $669 million. We're so close to 700 million on the PulseChain treasury. As I said to you guys, if we get to 15K by the end of the year, that's $2.5 billion sitting in the PulseChain sacrifice reserve. Well, I call it the PulseChain strategic reserve there on the ETH strategy site that we just looked at. And look, we got the current price there, 4,019 on here. Entry price was 3,773. And we've got the total value entry position was 628 million, and we're now at 41 million. So it was 6.5% in the money. Isn't that fantastic? And look, it's just going to go higher and higher and higher. Like I say, if we get to 2.5 billion, that would be 15K ETH. And we're expecting that based on Tom Lee's expectations, and he's helped making that happen, right? So it's not just him saying it; he's actually buying 6 million coins. Probably a lot of that will be bought this year because it's the earlier you get it, the cheaper you get it. And he's competing against other organizations which are also jumping in because remember, multiple trillions of dollars are expected to come in through USDC, USD Tether on Ethereum. And of course, they're also looking at a lot of tokenization from TradeFi into crypto as well. That's why we're going to see a lot more partnerships between CFi, TradeFi, things like that, even some of the DeFi companies. That's going to be a mega theme as well. So tokenization and, of course, payments as well. So all being revolutionized. It's game on. It's really, we were here years early before they realized. And of course, it's game on there. So I'm hoping we get a lot of what they call disintermediation, particularly around banks. We all hate banks, right? Banks are just little dictatorships running around, pretending that they're the banks for the people. But we really want to disintermediate those banks. And DeFi and crypto offers a lot of the power to the people solutions to those terrible companies. So let's fingers game on that it continues and we slowly dismantle some of those. Of course, we have had obviously some of the regulations come through support banking, keeping a certain amount of control. So there's a bit of a give and take there, but crypto has a big role in terms of creating that better world, as we say. So keep a lookout for that. All right, so that's where we are right now. Game on. If we get obviously to 30K during the top of the cycle, that's $5 billion for the PulseChain SEC. So we're 669 million now. Come back and look at this video in like 3 months, 6 months time, 9 months time. And of course, if we do get to the replacement value of Ethereum, that's $60,000 Ethereum right now. Then we're up at $10 billion, guys. $10 billion. These are some of the numbers. And it's pretty exciting and cool. So just as a reference, that replacement number is from BitMine. They put a survey out to researchers, and that's the number they came back with, 60K for a replacement value on Ethereum with the re-rate there. Of course, Genius Act. That will probably continue to be re-rated. And of course, we have seen Tom Lee even put out even bigger numbers further down the line. And he's talking about this being a 10-year play. So he's to put out further numbers in the future, just like Bitcoin, where Bitcoin was down at $30. When Richard's talking about it, all the way up to now where it's $117,000. So we're talking about this sort of longer term view, and that is he's talked about $300,000-$400,000 ETH in the future as well. As we move further down and maybe into another cycle, but definitely further down there. And of course, these big players coming in are going to eat up all that supply and then stake it all, earn the income, and that's going to get us towards those bigger numbers because they're going to shrink the amount of ETH tokens available. And of course, that affects all the rest of crypto as well. And we're going to see other chains shine also. So, and of course, we're looking at PulseChain being a major gainer there. All right, so kind of cool. That is some of the big backdrops that leads us into PulseChain, Pulse gains. So we're going to check out that, see if we've got any more comments. No more comments there. Definitely, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. If you're on X, smash the follow button. We're so close to 1,000 followers on X, so do help with that. If you're a team out there and you want to get some promotional work done as well, as you guys know, Crypto Night Show is the pretty much, as far as I know, the only full-on promotions out there. So if you want to get onto that, Crypto MBS, of course, is our promotional lead. You can either hit him up or myself in either Telegram or Discord or something like that. You can hit us up there, all on X, DM us, and you can get yourself some attention there. So get out there as well. All right, so let's jump over to PulseChain. We're on day 820 right now. The price is of Pulse. It did hit the halfway line. The mean sacrifice price 0001. Obviously, people that had bigger, multipliers would be probably either break even or in the money right now. And some of the bigger whales certainly in the money. We're at 000494, 1.6% today. So this is just like a little teaser before we really break out. We're going to look at the charts on PulseChain. We're up 000399, so pretty much 4,000. So we're pretty much around 5,000 for Pulse, 4,000 for PulseX, taking away all those zeros, of course. 4.2%. And then we got the buy and burn sitting at 7.56% of PulseX is bought up and burned. And we know that, we got Unity coming. Unity is going to be a big buyer for a big buy and burner for PulseX at a 28 rate, about a 20 rate higher. 20x rate higher. So of course you multiply it by the volume, and of course the more volume it does, the bigger it's going to be in PulseX, and it could be a real head turner on PulseChain in the months ahead. So keep a look out for Unity launching from Cryptographics on the 18th to the 20th of this month. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about that. And Ethereum token at the moment $2.14, 4.3%, and we got Hex there at the moment 1.26 cents. Down 1.6% at the moment, and EHEX there at 0.2 of a penny. Combined price X and PX just under 1.5 cents at 1.45 cents. So that's going to be where we are at the moment. Just the quiet before the storm. So we always know so often it can lead, sometimes it can lag a little bit. But I think at certain times during this run, Richard's kind of signaled perhaps that we're going to be leading, right? So leading this run, particularly with this post that he made about a week ago. So looks pretty exciting. All right, so let's go to the gas prices. Let's scroll back down. I don't know what I'm doing with my mouse there, but it's moving around. We got 860,000 beats, so we're really low on the beats lately. Have you noticed that? Less than 1 million beats for 2 days in a row now. That's crazy. 2 cents for a PulseX swap right now. And with validators, we're at 52,562, pretty similar to yesterday. And the bridge, of course, we're watching very closely, 105.2 million. So we're pretty similar range. We've been between about 1.4, maybe one down 1.3, up to about 1.9. That's what we've had over the last sort of 10 days or so, sitting up there. So we're back over 100 million now, consolidating there, and looking for some big things moving forward. We have seen some good moves in DAI, USDC, and USD Tether. We've seen increases, particularly DAI and USDC. We're a little lagging behind ETH. We're over 7,000 ETH, if you remember, about a week ago. So we've got a little work to do there. Coast is pretty much the same, 10.6 million, and Wrap Bitcoin's pretty much the same at 26. But we're going to keep a lookout for the Wrap Bitcoin theory. If we see any jump in the Wrap Bitcoin coming over to PulseChain, yeah, it could happen. Could happen. Mr. King, Mr. King, Richard Art, Mr. Daddy. Who knows? We got at the moment we got the stablecoins. Native stablecoins are very important, and we don't want to forget about them because they're playing a key role, and they're going to play a greater role as we get FOMO on the chain. They're going to enlarge, and of course, they're going to be helping us prop us up as people enter them and put Pulse and PulseX and Hex into them. So they're sort of sitting there, and we'll see them really start to move. At the moment, USDL from Liquid Loans, 4.5 million. We've got PXDC and HexDC from Power City. That's backed by PulseX and Hex at 855K 287 based on these numbers. And so that's 1.1 million, just over 1.1 million. And then, of course, we've got Ink Dollar or Ink Printer there from Fast Abdul, which I believe has got a new protocol launching pretty imminently or pretty soon. And that is currently sitting similar to PXDC the last time I checked, around 850K or so. And that's based on Ink, right, using Ink. So we've got 4 liquidity forks. They are 4 of the top 10, and there's about 35 liquidity forks in the planet or on the planet. So that is where we are right now. And of course, you guys know we have got Coast there as well. So we've got 4 liquidity forks, which is pretty cool, all in the top 10. And then we've got Coast, which is backed by fiat currency, and that is on the chain $11 million of Coast, which is pretty cool, 10.6, I think it was, we said. And then we've got PUSD ALGO coming, and of course, you guys know I'm super excited about that. That is the flagship for the Jacobs ecosystem. Of course, he's building out Mafia and on-chain Bet, which is going to be launching 2 big protocols. And of course, that whole big thing makes up a big ecosystem, and we're looking forward to that. Now, we heard some little insider, a little secret source or something, a little birdie. Let's call it a little birdie. Little birdie dropped us a little alpha in the Telegram the other day in the Crypto Night Show, and we saw that we're going to have there's going to be a partial restructure at least, of PUSD ALGO to reflect the Genius Act and the stablecoin boom and mega theme, and of course the principal reason probably behind why we see BitMine, Tom Lee and everyone else jumping to these Ethereum acquisition vehicles and setting up these big positions. And of course, we are PUSD ALGO there is going to incorporate that in somehow. So is it going to be based on US Treasuries? Going to have some part of that. It's going to have a repo value in there as well. Cash balances. Is it going to be some sort of hybrid? That's some of the thoughts that are there. Obviously, to be registered, I think you have to have $50 billion in stablecoins, so it's not going to have to worry about that. But it certainly could be pretty exciting. And at the minimum, I think it's got these could be the holy grail of algorithm stablecoins. And I don't think we've really got one out there in the market as far as I'm aware. And I have done a research on that in the past, looking at all the stablecoins over the years. So yeah, PUSD ALGO there could be the holy grail, and if they're aligning it to the Genius Act, could be really a huge re-rate there. So if you guys want to get a participate in that, you still can. There are 2 bonuses, and there's a 19% referral bonus if you want to get on that. If you do say 840 plus the referral bonus, gets you to 1,000. And once you get to $1,000 contribution, then you will be able to get access to the second bonus, which is potentially even bigger. That is called Bonus X, and it's 0.01 to 2x. I don't know what it will be. It's randomly assigned. Once you hit $1,000 contribution and you're game on, you'll be able to get into PUSD ALGO still. We're expecting this to potentially, once Ethereum re-rates, because obviously a lot of the value is held on Ethereum right now. So as we go up in value, that's going to make the project get the collateral it needs to launch. And it's going to be launching 75% of the collateral it gets through the contributions in the first day. So that's what we're expecting at the moment based on current tokenomics. We are expecting some changes, as I say, around the Genius Act to get more of that, that FOMO there. But it's going to be pretty exciting to see that. So that's coming up as well. And that will be a major issue because a decentralized algorithmic stablecoin will also be scalable, right? That's part of what we call the stablecoin trilemma. And these liquidity forks and the coast don't particularly do that, right? So the ALGO stablecoin will actually help with scalability, and therefore it could help with the multiplier effect and value creation effect on PulseChain that you don't typically see with the liquidity forks in particular. Obviously, Coast it just depends on the demand coming in, but definitely PUSD ALGO there allowing that super move. And maybe it could be a little micro version of Terra Luna, but done right, done correctly with the right process with those stability miners. So we're looking forward to where all that comes in the future. So looking forward to that, Jacob. Let's see. We get this side of this year would be perfect as it launched there as well. All right, so that brings us into PulseChain. We've got $24.5 million in volume right now. We're going to go back to the big screen, I think. $24.5 million in value. We've got Serafina in house there. Bonus, baby. Good to see Serafina. And Tombos says, I'm hesitant to use any algo coins. They always fail, but the bear hits like the Terra Luna. Hey, look, we did see it work perfectly good in testing it over a year ago, and they're making some pretty cool changes. Also, there's some secret sauce coming out as well with some new tech for that as well, Tombos. So, it's going to be good, man. I'm excited for it. Tombos, a Wookiee in the house there. Wookiee's at a party, a nice one there. A party on Ethereum party, I hope. Ethereum. It's the only acceptable one there. And of course, PulseChain is the other one. You can go to PulseChain party as well. What else we got? The top coin is right. So we've got a lot of new coins launched every day, right? So we're at 24.5 million volume today. So that's up about $4 million from the last couple of days. We've got 312,000 transactions, about 10,000 more than we had yesterday. But we've always get new coins every day. So, do your own due diligence on these. Obviously, we have a lot of DGen coins. Some are part of a wider ecosystem or developer. Take note there. So we've got GBT5 here, launched 12 hours ago. We obviously get a lot of pump tires launching. It's up 1,868% right now. We got Maitreya sitting at number 2, been around 4 hours, and Supermoon there, Napoleon Bonaparte there, been around for 1 hour. These look like someone else's coins. We had QR4 launch yesterday, Quattro Rico. There seems to be a small little channel on Telegram, on X, but seems to be related to somehow possibly to Raquel Michelle. I saw Raquel Michelle's wife comment on this. It's up 5% today, but it's definitely down from the highs. Where was there? Yeah, definitely down from the highs. A nice little rally. Peaked out there at 0008, now at 0023. So pretty much it looks like it's cooled off, if not rolled over. We'll see where that goes from here. and see what they do. They did a big burn, right? I think they burnt a 30% or something. They burnt off that QR4. So I don't know the full backstory, but I do know it has some sort of association into Rack and Michelle somehow. So if anyone knows any bit more information than that, let us know. But I did see that out there, getting a bit of love there. So what else do we got? Pulse Guy at the moment, up for 3 days, up 170%. So Pulse Guy doing pretty well. Just a Pulse Guy. What else? They got Peacock, of course, from Liberty Swap. This is taking another turn. Obviously, it was stuck around pretty much 0.2 of a penny back here when it launched as a 4-hourly chart here, and has managed to get a bit higher, basically 2x to 0.4 of a penny. Came back down to quarter of a penny, and now it's back up at 44, almost 4,500th of a penny, heading back up to 0.5%. So that's not too far away as well. So that's Peacock. That's associated with Liberty Swap, the big on-chain that's bringing 40 chains onto PulseChain. And man, it is a great service. Very, very cool there. We've got PulseX obviously sitting at number 7 at 40. What pair is this? PulseX there. This has been around. This is a pump tires version. Pump tires of PulseX. That's up 40%. Now pump tires, of course, there's only 1 billion tokens, right? And there's a bonding curve and all that. So you have to check out who holds what. But PulseX pump tires there. This looks like pump tires is up 41%. And number 7 there, we got Pulse as well. Looks like pump tires version as well. That's up 38%. So easy to move those coins, right? Easy to move those coins. We got X as well. 10 months been around there, 35% at the moment. And number 9 is Synthesis DeFi, been around for 8 months, up 30%. And number 10 there, no pump tires, ETH there. So we've got PulseX, Pulse, and ETH pump tires on the move. They're in the top 10. That's up 21% right now. So, we've got some decent movers here. We've got more pump tires just below top 10. We've got Pepe, Bitcoin, Doge, ADA. It's a whole suite of pump tires, all branded ones, up 18%, 13%. ADA up 10% there. Cardano up 10%, I should say. So they're all on the move. Sitting at number 15, no. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Hey. We got Saul San Minimio, as you guys know, one of my Magnificent 7, back at 5 cents, back at 5 cents. Now, we're going to talk about this briefly because guess what's happening? I said to you, they've got millions of dollars sitting in the buy and burn address, right? Millions of dollars. Probably, in my guess, what month are we now? August. They could have, in my guess, somewhere between, I don't know, could be, let's give it a decent range, but probably $7 to $10 million, let's say, that are probably in the buy and burn. And that's based on last year's numbers. Obviously, they're increasing their sales and all that. So, that's why it's probably maybe even the top of the top range. We did see the founder, the CEO, I should say, of Sun Minimum. Remember, this is a rising food giant in in Europe that's going to be going global. They've got a super health food that they've created. And so, we're going to keep a lookout for that. They are going to be doing 20% of their net sales of their revenue. So, that equates to, based on last year, do about $16-17 million a year, just based on last year's numbers. Obviously, if they're growing at the rate that they were last year, which was super fast, about 400% in the second half of the year, then, you're looking at big numbers. And I know their official target for this year is €250,000 euros. So you're looking, closer to, 280 million US dollars. And then you take, 20% of that, less a little bit of cashback stuff, and then you're down. Typically, rule of thumb might be like 5%, 7%, and then you get to your net sales, and then of course you're going to then go and buy and burn Source on Minimal. But the thing is, it's controlled, right? It's controlled, and therefore they basically act as a market maker on this chart. The other side of it, of course, is that they're burning supply, right? So they want to burn it cheaper. You want to burn cheaper, and of course that's kind of the play. Now they have a lot of big corporate stuff happening in the next few months, over the next 2-3 months, and we're going to expect some potentially big things happening, including not only the company buying 20% and burning, but also the customers being able to buy direct, and therefore we're going to have potentially a whole ton of no coiners being able to buy on PulseChain, Soul, Sun Minimal, and burn the Soul token. So that's what we're looking forward to in the future. Obviously, it's still relatively early, but this is their game is with the next 5 years to be the next Bitcoin, and they can do it with if they hit their projections, they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to funnel all their corporate money into this chart here and be basically turning PulseChain into a stock market. That's essentially it. And if we get one player where this works, we could see more players over the years ahead. And this helps to give PulseChain a very, very bright future, in addition to all the other bullish things we talk about, including the PulseChain SAC, Richard Hart, and all the things he does, and all the whales and etc., all the teams that are building and launching and all that sort of stuff. So this is a mega theme on PulseChain, why it's in the Magnificent Seven that I have, right? So there we go. But once again, it is an investment, so you got to play the time out. You got to play the time out there. All right, so kind of cool. Let's see who else has jumped in here. We got X Vandals in here. We want beef. We all need beef. No Diddy says X Vandals there. All right, so let's jump into it. So that's looking pretty good. We are seeing lots of cool buys right now going in the market, and you can see the moving averages are looking friendly too. Let's have a look at the ramp now. So this is the ramp now address, as you guys know, CC96, and another big onboarding, not just on ramp and then Liberty Swap. Really are getting spoiled for onboardings. But you can see the whale buys here. Look at us. Look at that. So let's cue these out. This is the buy and burn from Signum. We're going to go 2.5K, and you can see on the chart, this is essentially not all of it, but the majority of it will be the corporate buy and burn. And you can see it's ramping up. See that? It is ramped up here. So let me get rid of the RSI. It has ramped up over the last few days. Look at that. So they're really printing this chart out. Let me log that so you can sort of see they're really starting to ramp that buy and burn. So expect some, a really cool move here. Now, obviously, the moving averages are going friendly as well. We're coming up to a bullish cross. So let me get rid of this. Overlay. And we'll go back up to here. We're getting a bullish cross coming up as well. So we've got the pink line there, which is the 9-day, coming up towards the 34-day. So it's a bullish cross. We don't have a 200-day moving average, so we don't have a clear golden cross, but we definitely have the 50-day moving average up here in yellow, currently at 5.8 cents. So yeah, game on. Now this chart essentially was rolled over by one big whale. There's a couple other whales in there, but really one big whale exited from page 2 with 8.8 million coins. So that's all. Most of these big red candles reflect that. So that's pretty much it. All right. So who was it? You can speculate. Was it insider job? Who knows? But that is what happened. So we're at 5 cents. That is the play right now on the old Sun Mini Mill. So let's see where we're up to. I think we're going to go back into the mix. Let's go back into the main charts here. Actually, we're going to go back out of there and let's pull up PulseChain again. Let's see how we're doing on the hour here. We're talking about a lot of stuff here on PulseChain. Isn't it crazy? Save me, Superman. I can't stop making money, says Diamond Hand. That's awesome, mate. Congratulations on that one. That is very cool indeed. All right, very cool. That was just to keep everyone awake. Everyone awake there. All right, so we've got a great bunch of people watching right now. If you haven't followed on X, definitely smash the follow right now. Take a moment to do that. Leave any comments, any tokens you like in the chat there as well. Smash the likes as well and share it around. Share the X count around, and let's get to 1,000. The other one, of course, if you're on YouTube, smash the subscribe button and leave comments as well. Looking forward to that. All right, so let's say we're 1 hour and 10 minutes on the hour. So we're going to go through a few more of these top rankers. I think we got up to 25 there, or number 15 actually with Sun Mini Mill. We got lots of pump tires on the move today, man. We got Trump USDC on the move, 9% on the move there. Incentive token up at number 18, up 7%. Doubt token there on the pump tires as well, up 5.8%. And then we got the second of the Magnificent Seven. You guys know it, Solid X. And of course, this is another whale strategy. So we talked about in the past, we talked about Briar there from Racker Michelle, which is he's supporting Ace, I think, who's running that show. And now we've also got Firewhale, right, with Solid X, and of course Randy Alaski, the big PulseChain influencer in this as well. That is up 5.5% right now, $13.54. We're expecting the big decentralized casino X game, Crash game, to launch, and that's going to open up a whole new era of networking and marketing budget like I don't think PulseChain has seen before. He will. It's going to be huge, guys, and I don't want to say too much because I'm not allowed, but it's going to be massive, guys. Look forward to it. It's going to be epic. So multiple products and big network effects, and of course, KOLs and big marketing budget. It's going to be fun. Enjoy the ride. Solid X there sitting nice and pretty, and of course he's put out a $1,000 target on Solid X, currently at $13.54. So keep a lookout for that. All right. We got PTC the Greys, and it's another one of the Magnificent Seven. We got another Magnificent Seven there, pretty cool. So what are the Magnificent Seven? This is my list, just like in the stock market has a Magnificent Seven with like Tesla and Google and stuff like that. Mine is in PulseChain, and I have the Richard Hart cause, and then I have the obviously Sun Mini Mill, PDC, the Greys, and Solid X in that list. So those are the Magnificent 7 from Superman. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got Hex Pump Tires sitting at number 29, up 4.5%, and we got Time from Internet Money Wallet up 4.7% as well. Seen at number 26. So that's our top 30. And I'm going to probably leave it there. What I'm going to do is after the top 30 there, so we've got 4% there right now. We're still really waiting for PulseChain to take off. So we're going to look at those charts first. We've got some honorable mentions down here. Pump Tires is on the move. What else is down here? We got, let's scroll down a bit further. We've got 9mm down here at number 51, up 1%. Surf Token from Crypto Paradise team. So a big shout out to those guys. As you guys know, in terms of the two larger streamers at the moment that do daily shows, it's the Crypto Night Show, and of course Crypto Paradise has moved to doing daily shows as well, and they're an incredible team doing amazing stuff. So check them out as well. Big shout out to Nick, Nate, and Amaru. They're doing a great job over there, building a real empire on PulseChain and bringing a lot of multi-chain people over to PulseChain. So they're doing a great adoption story there too, as well as their DAO. If you get 200,000 surf, get into their DAO, and you can share in some of their trading profits that they have, which is pretty exciting. Doing very, very good on those. So that's Surf Token there. Check it out, and they give giveaways and lots of other cool things. We got 9inch there at number 58, up 0.5% as well. Those are some of the cool mentions here right now. RhinoFi, got to mention them. Big shout out. They've got their big charging burn going for 28 days, and round 2 is charging up as they go there. So RhinoFi looking pretty good there, just under 1/10 of a penny, up 2.9%, looking pretty good there as well. What else is on the list here? Let's scroll down a bit further. I think I jumped there a little bit. Well, lots of cool there. We got Tomba says Sparta is going to be the best coin on Pulse soon enough. Treasury is one of the top 10 biggest hex wallets already. So that's a big insight there from Tombos. And of course, we got Sparta right here at number 68, sitting 6.5 cents. We'll have a quick look at that. It's down today, 1.6%. So maybe a good entry there. Got a nice little cup and handle bull flag. You decide what you want to call it, but that is looking pretty bullish there on the old chart there for Sparta as well, and it does have the big hex DAO, right? So there we go. All right, that is Sparta there. That's for you, Tom Boss. That's for you. Luis sends EHEX. Yeah, EHEX is going to do well. It's at the bottom of the trading range right now relative to PHEX, but it will have a re-rate at some point. So if you can time that, that's going to be pretty good on the old EHEX. But once again, timing's key for that one. And of course, BankX, the big, has still got about 140 million EHEX as far as the last time I checked. So about 140 million. So not too bad. I think that was 800 million they got from the Hex Gold Whale, somewhere like that, and they're down to 140 million now. Lewis says, where else are you live streaming? Well, we're streaming on 3 YouTube channels: the Crypto Night Show, Superman Crypto, and PulseChain X. So those are 3 different YouTube channels, and we're streaming on X as well. So yeah, it's pretty good crew. We got close to 300 people watching right now. So big shout out to everybody out there. All right, let's jump away here. We're going to jump in some of these other ones right now. ALGO, of course, nice little hex derivative there. Communist is in there, hex down at the moment, 1.25 cents. Expecting that to come up too. We got Pulseum there, I should say. The latest farm that's launched on PulseChain. What else we got jumping in this list here? Teddy Takeover down here at number 92, down 6-7%, sitting at 3,300 for a penny. We've got a lot of these other Pulseum tokens down here right now. And then we've got a few of the honeybee ones, the ecosystems there as well. I'm not sure if some of these new ones here are related to that because they've got similar formatting, but they may be related. I'm not up to speed on that particular one there with the queen bee, but it kind of looks similar. And then we've got Bri here from Rack and Michelle. And of course, Alamo, which was doing really well. So they're down today after really rallying, and the dump ties as well. So a lot of the ones that have been making good profits, just taking a bit of profit today, rolling over a little bit as well. But this is the Briar. This is Rack and Michelle's meme coin. We're going to probably hear a lot about this. He says it's going to be a number 1 meme coin. And hey, look, he's the biggest PulseChain PulseX whale. Has connections into the White House and possibly Don Jr. there. So yeah, he's got multiple platforms launching. We're going to be keeping a lookout for Briar. So yeah, probably going to hear a lot more about this. So let's see. Will this be the number 1 meme coin? Certainly got all the right fundamentals sitting behind it. And he seems to have adopted this one. So yeah, we're going to keep a lookout for that. That is where we are with the old Briar, but it is down today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to finish off there with our market review and get into the charts, because we're actually going to have to go a little bit longer today. another 12 minutes because we're not finished. We're not finished, and we gotta do it justice, right? So let's go into the PulseChain chart and have a look at how our golden cross is going in this chart here. So as you guys know, PulseChain has had to endure 3 phases in its bullishness. So we're going to go to the full chart here, and here we are. Let me just scroll this and get this all set up. So we had, let me get there. That's probably good right there. All right, so we got the genius era, right? So can we see this on the chart? Oh, we can't quite see that. Let me just scroll it down a little bit more so you guys can see. How are we going there? Yeah, you can see that, right? So we've got the Genesis era, right? PulseChain launched 13th of May 2023, a full system state copy of Ethereum, the biggest airdrop at the time, with all the coins copied over on the 10th of May. So if you had coins at the 10th of May on Ethereum, you would have got them copied over to PulseChain. We had a pretty cool launch phase up until the 31st of July, and we had lots of project teams started the launch and all the big ones. It was kind of cool. And then, of course, I've covered all that on the show. I was covering every day and all the launches on the show. You can check out back in the old school days, right? So I was pretty much documenting the launch of PulseChain. So, this channel, pretty exclusively actually is done full coverage of pretty much all the projects as well. So go back, and if you want to watch anything, liquid loans, whatever it is, we were covering it. So check it out. And then, of course, we ended from the 31st of July. We had the SEC come, right? Because some guy in New York apparently didn't like things the way they were. And then, of course, the SEC jumped onto that because they hated crypto, right? And they wanted to keep the good man down and woman out there, and the woman. You are. I'm just kidding. But we got the SEC dark cloud, and that hanging around for 2 years. And of course, it created this, this big downtrend, and we got stuck under that, right? It was like, let us out. And of course, then on the 7th of July, there we got the final chance that the SEC could appeal, and of course they didn't. And of course, they had such a crap case; it was the worst ever. It looked like it was written by anyway. We got moving on, but we're now rallying out of this, and of course, we always expect a delay. Even once you get free, right? You expect like a 4 to 6 week delay, and it's pretty much playing out like that. But we're on the rally, and we have just broken through that long-term resistance. Very, very cool on the daily. So we're really pushing through that, and you can see that now really fantastically happening, right? So that is kind of the play there. Let's get rid of the overlays. You've seen the kind of the big backstory. So we moved out of the SEC dark cloud era. Now we're in blue skies. Rich Hart wins, freedom, and the bull market era for PulseChain, and it's all in green. We've gone from red to green. I love it. It tells a great story, and that's where we are right now in the good times, rock and roll. So that brings us up to here. Let's go into the charts here and pull this up. So that we can see what's happening here on the daily. You see what we've got going up there? We got a golden cross, guys. Woo! Look at that. It's right there, man. It's right there. You can taste it. It is looking good. Look at that. 50-day is in yellow. The 200-day is in orange. And this is an EMA. And, of course, look how close we are, guys. We are so close. So the 50-day is at 36.77. I'm taking the 4 zeros out of the price. And the 200-day is at 37.14. So we're only very fractionally a gap there, and we're about to cross. Look at that, guys. Woo! Game on. We've already had the shorter time frames, this pink line, which is the 9-day, cross over the blue line. The purple line, which is the 34-day. So we've already had that short-term bullish cross, but we're coming up to a golden cross of the 50 over the 200. Fantastic. And look, the other thing that we've got here is an EMA, which is in green, and that shouldn't be in green because you guys know my standard colors. It's supposed to be in baby blue. Because why? Because we love baby blue. That's pretty much it. So you got the baby blue there, and we're riding above that. So, and we're also riding above on the 9 moving average. So we are looking very good on PulseChain. We're sitting at around about the mean sacrifice halfway through at 5,000. We're just below that right now, but we have tapped that. And we started a new daily candle, right? So it's kind of cool. So we're looking very good. Golden cross is in play. Get excited. Now, how much room we've got to move? Let's go back and get rid of that, and let's pull up the RSI because obviously RSIs matter, and we can see that we cooled off. So we were up at 80, and we had to cool off. We came back down. We tested it, and we're back up, riding the RSI up, and we've got plenty of room still to move. 66 to push over 5,000. Very, very cool. So got room to move. Let's see on the shorter time frame. We're certainly got an uptrend in RSI. We're sitting at 62, so we've still got room to move to hit that mark and get us over 5,000. Be pretty nice just to settle on 5,000 for a little bit as well. But of course, moving further afield on the weekly time frame, you can see that actually we are looking really good on that time frame, and we've also got some really cool stuff happening here. So we've got plenty of room in the RSI at 60. We've also got some bullish crosses here going on with the 9 weekly, I should say, over the 21 weekly. I've got to change the time frame there. And so that's bullish. We're about to cross another bullish cross as well over the 34. You can see that's just above us here with the 9-day moving up, that pink line. And we're about to cross that. And of course, the 50 is right up here at 4,200 here. And we've obviously the prices over there as well. So everything is heading in the right direction. And we've got enough room in the RSI to make the move. And of course, within 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, sort of this area here, we've got the marketing dropping from Richard Hart, right? Very, very exciting and moving where we are right now. So that is looking good. Let's add our overlays back on, and you can see we are punching through, and we are punching through that long-term resistance. It's game on. Very exciting. And what we want to do is get it, maybe just get a bit higher, over 5,000, consolidate in that region, and just to let the RSI cool a bit there, and allow the 2 more weeks and the 6 weeks, that 2 weeks, the marketing, and then into the interest rate cuts in September. Just allow that place to flate, just to gain a bit of traction, back, lower the RSI a little bit, just get ready for God mode candles and things like that. That's kind of where we are sitting. It's very, very exciting on this chart. So really cool. So that is the PulseChain chart. Let's go out of here and get into the Hex chart, because that's another big, cool golden cross, which is coming off. Obviously, we're cooling off a little bit right now. But this is also another mega theme for the cause. As you guys know, these are both in the Magnificent Seven, of course, all the Richard Hart 4 cores. And look at this, guys. We are right on the verge of a golden cross. Now, obviously, Hex has already front run, already bet the long-term downtrend, right? So this long-term downtrend here, obviously, PulseChain is just going through that right now, above it. And so here we are on PulseChain. We've been on Hex. We've already been above it. So Hex is even more hyper bullish. And the RSI sitting at 63, cooled off a little bit too on the daily. But look at this golden cross on the daily, guys. Woohoo! It's right there, right there. Oh, tasty, tasty. 50 is at 87 hundredths of a penny, and then the 200 is at 89 hundredths of a penny right now. We got this bullish cross in play. It is very exciting enough to move there, because that's kind of where we are right now, is right there. That is very, very cool. And it's also above the downtrend too. Look at that. It's crossing above the downtrend. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about money. Yeah, let's talk about it. Makes you pretty happy, right? It's pretty exciting. And it's exciting. It's very, very cool. And so that's pretty fun there. And yeah, we're just riding that 9 up look too as well. And we got plenty of room in the RSI on the daily. This Hex is looking primed. It's looking primed. Yeah, boy. And look at the next target. Oh, someone lifted up there. Oh, how did that happen? Next target, 2.2 cents. So pretty awesome. Big shout out to Brennan for that one. Brennan's our TA guru there. This is his mark here up at 2,200 of a penny. Sorry, not 2,200 of a penny, 2.2 cents, I should say. So that is exciting on this potential move. We could see that. So Hex is, it could be an 80% move there. And the RSI is looking pretty good. Let's go to the 4 hourly to see how that's holding up. On the outside, look at that. 57. Oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Let's go. Let's go. I'm clapping myself now, and don't need the community to do it. Come on, let's go. All right, there, let's go. All right. So looking good now. And we're riding all those averages. Look at that, man. Is that awesome as well? That is so cool. Look at that chart. Bring it on. Beastie Boys are back. Beastie Boys are back. The Backstreet Boys are back. I don't know. But that's how we're looking right now. 1.25 cents. I guess all the Beastie Boys are still around. Yeah, still I'm not aware of any of them going away anyway. We got looking pretty good. I think Grandmaster Flash has moved on. Is it Grandmaster Flash? Can't remember. The DJ, the scratch DJ. But anyway, we got 1.25 cents right now. Looking pretty cool. Nice consolidation here. Everything is looking primed. OMG. Let us go. It's pretty exciting. You got to be bullish about that. It's looking pretty good on the old EHEX there. Let's go to the weekly, because you guys know. Of course, one of the 4 or 5 best coins in the last bull market cycle was Hex on Ethereum. This is obviously Hex on PulseChain. But man, we're expecting some magic things to happen. And of course, we've got all the dynamics of the PulseChain, the Hart's Law. And of course, we've had thinned out pools by Richard Hart. He's made tons of moves this year, leading into anticipating this move. And of course, listed on the PulseChain SAC on the ETH Strategic Reserve. And of course, that's about to go moon. You got to remember, if you think about it this way. If you go from Tom Lee and all the other entities that are coming on with the ETH acquisitions, really they're working for you. They've become your soldiers. And so, they have a huge amount of hedge. They have thousands of hedge funds, guys, under their influence. and investments, right? They have thousands of advisors and things like that. We are talking about major deal here. They work for you now. They work for you. Isn't that a cool perspective? But they literally work for you. They are pumping billions of dollars in from the stock market and from the big VCs, which are just jumping over each other to get into the market now. And now they work for you. Isn't that cool? So you don't need AI agents. You don't need them. You got these guys working for you. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. All right, so let's move on from that. It's a bit of fun, but that is exactly what's happening right now. And we're expecting some fun things to pumpity pump. All right, so there we go. We're wrapping today. All right, so that is Hex. We're looking good. Let's look at the last little narrative, which is going to be obviously Incentive Token is doing fantastic, over $2.15. But we're going to look at PulseX and the ratio to Pulse, right? That's the other key thing we're looking at. And look at that, looking solid. We're now at 0.8085. So we're looking very good. We're expecting this trend to continue because PulseChain is slightly deflationary at the stage. You've got EIP 1559, right? So we've got the validator reward less the fee burning. But PulseX is just deflationary. That's it. It's just going to be disappearing. That's it. So it's a leverage play. And the more protocols that use PulseX, we saw BetterBank come out, use Pulse and PulseX, right, as part of their collateral. Along with PDI, then we're going to see this. Really hard to see this trend not just continue, and we've seen that happen even during the bear market times, right, on PulseChain. And now that we're free indeed, then it's just game on, right? So we're basically, look at the charts, basically bounced again since we're free from the SEC, right? Look at that, 4 weeks in a row, and it's expected to continue. So last time we had a 1-to-1 with PulseX was back here in February. 24th, and this is just going to logically continue on. Really hard to see why this wouldn't. Just bring it on. And we've got Unity coming out in mid-month. That's expected to be a massive PulseX burner, potentially 20x more than what we see through the PulseX liquidity pools. And we could see an absolute ramp re-rate, especially if it gets lots of volume. Higher rate times the volume. It's going to be massive burner of PulseX and could be a talk of a town. So we've got lots of cool things, let alone all the things that Richard Hart could do on PulseChain and move all those levers that he has potentially to move. And of course, we've got obviously, the PulseChain marketing drop happening with those electronic devices within 2 weeks, let's say. So it's this game on. So PulseX there looking really, really good. People say, "Oh, where should I park my money? Should I put it in PulseX?" Well, you decide. But a picture paints 1,000 words. That's pretty much it. All right, that's all we're going to say about that. All right, so let's move on. That is some of the cool stuff. We're going to quickly round up the show. We're up to now 30 minutes. So I'm already over by 15 minutes. We've got a fantastic bunch of people watching right now. So big shout out to all you. To appreciate the community. You are the reason for the season, they say. And of course, Richard Hart always said, what's a big thing at the conference that always surprised him? That was the community. So get out there. Be positive, be constructive. Tell people about PulseChain and crypto. Get them on board and enjoy the ride because it's pretty special right now. Right time, right place. That's what matters. Let's jump over to Tightnex. Tightnex had a nice day yesterday, but shaving off a bit of those profits today. Obviously, Tightnex not yet moved, but like I say, if Ethereum gets to 15K, it's also got its own little magic carpet ride there with the treasury, and that would make it worth across the board there with DragonX and others, Helios, about $100 billion. Sorry, $100 million, I should say, not 100 billion, $100 million in the collateralization. So at the moment, the market underpricing it. But of course, you say at any particular point in time, where's your money best spent? Some people, obviously, if you can make more gains on other things, you can always come back to Tightnex a bit later. But of course, picking the bottom of Tightnex would be pretty awesome. And we may very well be in that range right now, right? That very well may be the case. That being said, we're down 7.8% right now. So let's have a quick look at some of the big metrics here. We're going to really speed through this. We've got 68 trillion in liquidity. It's $12.5 million. Currently, the buy and burn at the moment is much bigger than that. Almost 18 million, let's say. So what do we say? 12 and a half. So 13, that's 5. Let's say 5 and a half. So 5.3 million, let's say, ahead of the most. So the collateral backing, even at the moment, is 5.3 million ahead of the price. Now, obviously, if the price recovers, then it can flip back into being, under collateralized, so to speak. But the buy and burn playing a big role there. Now, obviously, the big mover in talk of the town recently has been in Taurus. It is sitting at number 6 right now. I don't think the start is updating. It hasn't updated for a few days. It seems to be stuck there, but that is on the move. Let's go over to Taurus. And don't forget the 8.8 payout. Didn't cover that, but that's even more money. Another $4 million or so on top of that. But let's go to Taurus. Taurus is the talk of the town. Now, the other ones that have been really getting a lot of attention are Morpheus, or ORX as well, Ouroboros, the liquidity fork. And those are also getting a lot of attention right now. So there's other narratives, not just Taurus, but we're just going to focus on Taurus today. And let's get into that. So yeah, ORX has been on a nice little rally, doing very well, and kind of cool. Now, obviously, at the moment, we're on day 30 days, basically a month is almost done. By tomorrow when we cover this, it'll be a day, a month, and yeah, we're on day 30 right now. So that's gone so fast, hasn't it? We're 7 hours and 21 minutes into it. So day 29 is closed. The current price is $7.29 right now. So we did anticipate that new supply would impact the market price, and that's played out since the 27th, right? So that has pretty much worked. Now, the cool thing is, what do people do when they get that supply out? They sell it, but then what do? Do they exit the system, or do they go back in the system because the system is so attractive, right? And so we've still got a nice 10,800%, and of course that equates to 122% per day on the creation. The staked at the moment is 2,700%, and that's effectively, almost 2x a day. That's 95% right now. And of course, both of those get you shares, right? And shares what you want, because you want to get a share of the reward pool, right? So let's go have a look at the reward pool. Reward pool at the moment, it's 97,700 tokens additional a day. And of course, that's going down at 0.08% per day. And of course, the total max supply could be 125 million. And of course, then the buy and burn and other things going to operate on that, right? Second layer use cases and things like that. So it's game on. We see the current supply, there's only 6.3% liquid, 1,500 tokens. So supply there is 18,800. So we were over 19,000. It's gone down now. And the buy and burn has just hit 5,000 burn Taurus. Isn't that fantastic? And of course, stake Taurus at 5,900. Total shares. So total shares is the most important thing. Obviously, people stake and create. They get shares, and then they get a part of that reward pool, which is actually going to be relatively limited over a longer time horizon. And there we are at 3.16 right now. Now, as stakes and creations mature, those shares come out of the share pool, right? So it's that simple. There's rewards, there's shares. Shares go into the pool by creating and staking, and when they mature, people get their coins, the shares come out of the pool, and so it changes the ROI around all the time, right? And if the price ratio per Titanex gets below 10 million approximately, then that staking ROI becomes more valuable than creating ROI, right? So people will start staking more. This is the clever mechanics that the cryptographics has put it into Taurus. And of course, this is coming to PulseChain as the protocol called Unity between the 18th and the 20th of this month. And of course, that's going to be a major burner. Just like here, you got Titanex, 214 billion Titanex being burned. Well, on PulseChain, it's going to be PulseX that's getting burned, and it's about a rate of about 20 times more than what we see through the PulseX buy and burn numbers, right? So this could potentially be very big. The more volume, the bigger it will be. Now, obviously, the other thing is that when people create, they're putting Titanex and Ethereum in it, and that's getting captured by the Taurus Treasury. And at the moment, we're getting this going up and away. And of course, as Ethereum goes up in price, if Titanex does their big reversal that everyone's looking for, then this all goes up big time, right? So we're going for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars very quickly. And of course, everyone's excited about that. At the moment, the buy and burn sitting at about 1%. It can go up to 10% of the pool amount over a day. And so that's kind of where we are right now. And it gets called every 10 minutes. So we're still on the low end of the use case, and that makes sense, right? And that's sitting pretty nicely. So we're what $390,000 sitting in here right now in the buy and burn. Now it also has additionally as buy and build. So it's building up liquidity, making it a very mature, very robust, and less volatility, arguably in the price over time, because it's going to have fatter liquidity. This is also looking pretty good there. We've got $260,000 in there right now to build up the buy and build. And of course, that will fatten up over time and probably start getting increased, I would say, once we get to day 89 or so, somewhere in that zone, right? Once we're after the first big 88 days, it's going to play there. So that's kind of cool. And then on top of that, plus there's another addition. We got Fractal, and that's getting called on day 110. And that Fractal amount's going to go back into the buy and burn to top that up, right? So pretty big deal there as well. So that's sometime 22 days after the first max period comes out for the creation. So that is sitting at another 180,000. But like I say, this is probably going to only be used slowly. And if they've got it at 1%, as it gets bigger and bigger, as more people go in, gets bigger, that 1% gets more impactful. But you've still got that supply coming out at different times. But the supply, most of it's coming out further afield. So we knew that day 27 was going to be a big day. We know that day 47 is kind of the next major big day. We will have obviously decent supply coming out before that, but it's really day 27, 47 is the mark there on that one. So it's kind of cool. So let's quickly go to the June dashboard. Since I've gone all this far, I might as well finish it off. And let's get into the numbers here on the old June dashboard. So this is 10 hours ago, so it hasn't been updated for some time. So it's not probably going to be too useful for us. So we might talk about that tomorrow. All right, so that is pretty much it on the roundup on the old Taurus there, and we're keeping track of that. It's coming to PulseChain, so we've got to be excited about that, right? It's coming to PulseChain very, very soon. So yeah, enjoy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So big shout out to Cryptographics there. Obviously a major PulseChain Titanx influencer, now a founder of an incredible tokenomics, really flipped Titanx tokenomics on its head. And we're excited to see where it plays out. As you guys know, part of the fun in crypto is, making passive income, making big X gains, but it's also how clever can people be with the tokenomics? Can they create something closer to the holy grail of a protocol? And that's part of the excitement of being here. Crypto, particularly DeFi, particularly these founders that are really innovating with tokenomics, are really at the frontier of economics, really generally. They make, Wall Street look like old school now. Not old school, that's not the right phrase, but just the old ways of doing things. Now all the innovation happening here in crypto, and of course now this is being adopted by the President Donald Trump and the whole administration, because they see the innovation in crypto and digital is key to creating really incredible future for everybody, including obviously payment systems, tokenization, stable coins, and shoring up the financial system. And it's amazing to see. So pretty cool. Big shout out to Cryptographics, little whiz kid in the mix there. Whiz kid. All right, so kind of cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We've had a fantastic crowd watching. I think we're pretty much around 300 people. So big shout out. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe and of course follow on X, subscribe on YouTube. And if you want to join our Discord, we have an amazing Discord, guys. It really is amazing. We have a fantastic bunch of people, and we've got a bit of everything. We've got people do TA, we've got whales, we've got influencers, we've got everybody in there. So join up today as well. So it is a private Discord, so it's $12.50 to join up, but we have all the resources. We're the only community that I know of that has a crypto helpline as well to help new people with some of their issues, and they get lots of cool answers there. And also we have the Strategy Club as well, which is $35 a month. Fantastic value, cannot tell you. Just did the monthly report on that, got some really great feedback on there, giving you a lot more insights than I even give here on the live stream. And of course, we also put a lot of the latest intel in there on a regular basis. So if you're really busy, we pass a lot of that information in there. We also have strategy chats, and we also have the Crypto Night Show Top 10 Index. Get in on that too. Link is in the video description. Join up Strategy Club, only $35 a month. Fantastic there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It's exciting times. We've got another monster thread coming up. Monster thread number 14 is coming up Monday with all the hottest news on PulseChain over the last week. So a big shout out to Crypto MVS, our promotional lead at the Crypto Show, does an amazing job as editor-in-chief and doing brilliant stuff there. We're also building out a lot more promotions. And we're going to be doing a lot more educational posts on PulseChain, really flooding the market with that so that people get more educated as they come in. And, that adoption wave that we're all expecting to grow, especially within the next 2 weeks with Richard Hart, it's going to be pretty epic. So if you're into doing education online, get out there and help educate as well. The other thing, of course, we're expanding our reach in many other ways. So you're going to see that, play out also. It really is a fun time, guys. We're at the right time, right place, and we're on the magical chain, PulseChain, and it's going to be awesome, guys. So enjoy, take care, peace out. I'll catch you on the next show, and of course, daily, 8 p.m. Eastern. Once again, another great daily show. Now we've got two big, large channels now doing daily shows, and that's Crypto Paradise. Highly encourage you to go watch them. They are doing some amazing things over there. Nick, Nate, and Amaru. A big shout out to that team out there. Pretty amazing. Final comments. We've got PulseChain EX crew in the house, says Louise. And we got the Diamond Hill in the house there. What's that? The Bull? The Bull was on. Absolutely. And woohoo from Blair. Big shout out there. All right. Hope you enjoyed the show. Take care, everybody. And let's have a fantastic time. It's going to be a wonderful run up into the Christmas and into the new year. Bring it on. That's all I can say. Bring it on. We've waited for this. It is finally here. Our time in the sun. I think you've got 2 weeks to 6 weeks to go. It really is game on. Bye for now. Cheers.